Once, we wanted to be movie stars. Now, apparently, we want to develop mobile apps. Hi, this is David Allen Greer, and this is the Errant hashtag. Today's episode is entitled The External Environment. In spite of his budding legal career, my friend John has become a software developer. I must admit that he surprised me with this news. I was expecting a more conventional announcement when he asked me to lunch. He has a new job as a government attorney in a new apartment in a nice part of town. Given this stage of his life and new environment, I thought the only rational announcement that he could be making was that he and his fiancée had set a date to be married. Instead, he told me he was designing and implementing a mobile app. Apparently, I cannot rationally predict how John is going to behave in this new environment. John has some technical background and has long been intrigued with the thought that he could be a part-time entrepreneur. He isn't alone in thinking that he, a software amateur, could be a software developer. As mobile technology moves deeper and deeper into our daily lives, many individuals conclude that software development can't be that hard, and that they are capable of doing it successfully. Over the past year or so, I've encountered dozens of people who are creating various software applications, a barista in a coffee shop, a fashion designer, and even the head of a YMCA division whose mobile app has gained local attention and won him an award as the Entrepreneur of the Year for Central Kentucky. Though it might seem contradictory, the professional software developer community has always had room for amateurs. It has included among its ranks programmers who learned coding by copying games, or developers who received their training in open source projects. Amateurs might lack the discipline and the professional training, but they bring a detailed knowledge of some human activity to the development process. They understand how that activity works, how it might be improved by automation. John's new app is probably typical of these amateur efforts. It identifies empty parking places in our mutual city, Washington, D.C. When John demonstrated his app, I could see that it was, indeed, an amateur effort. The display resembled a 1970s spreadsheet, and the system required a full 3 minutes to respond to a query. Still, it did produce a list of parking spaces in the city. Obviously, said John, the next step is to plot those points on a map. I agreed with him, but was curious about how the app was able to identify those open spaces. John quickly removed all mystery by telling me that the app retrieves the locations from the city government's parking database. I was a little surprised, as John had never been an employee of the city. I asked how he got into that database, preparing myself for the news that he might have hacked into city computers. Alas, his answer showed how well John understood city operations and the parking environment. The API to the parking system database is described in the contract between the city and the vendor, John explained. And that document is public. As a developer, John brought systemic knowledge rather than technical knowledge to his project. He wrote the app using a standard developer package. The result, even with its crude interface, behaved much like any other mobile app. The aspect of his software design, the process of fitting automation to a problem, was described 60-some years ago by the early computing pioneer Herb Simon. When a system has been properly designed, he wrote, it will be adapted to the outer environment so that its behavior will be determined in a large part by the behavior of the latter. To predict how the new application will function, he continued, you only need ask, how would a rationally designed system behave under these circumstances? The new amateur software developers are the people asking how rationally designed mobile apps would indeed work in their outer environments. They believe they can create these apps not because of their technical skills, but because they understand the problem and have enough faith that the tools which we have created will make their vision a reality. This is David Allen Greer for the Errant hashtag. Take care.